zone, baby. Big shook, big shook. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
222, 222. Who's off?
Yes, we are back. The Danger Zone Podcast, Episode 9.
Episode 9.
The legendary Big Shug and
Yes,
the
sir.
iconic Mr. DL and
Mr.
Handsome.
DL. Mr.
The
DL.
Danger Zone.
Yeah, man, whatever works. You
I
know
like
what I'm saying?
that. And
Whatever.
handsome.
Yeah, you know.
Among all his accolades.
Yeah, he's a handsome dude.
So,
No, I'm just saying.
He's dying, but he's handsome.
Now, he got a little small head, little small elephant head. He'll be all right, though. Nah, that's my man. But, what's good with you, man? How was this week, man? How's things, man?
shit was pretty good. Just did a lot of sessions, a few videos. Had Terminology on last week's episode. Make sure you watch
man.
that.
Shout out to Term, you know what I'm saying? Keep peeping that, keep pushing.
Or as Shug would say, make sure you don't watch that and listen to it.
Nah, well, you know, if it looked a little weird, that's because it was. But it's all good. I mean, we're going to keep on pushing, man. Like I said, when we're glowing, we're growing. So that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Term, that new album. You know, check that out.
Yeah, it's actually dope. I liked it. I mean, not that I expected it not to be, but it was good. Yeah.
I mean, he's a master at that anyway, man. What's the album called again? I'm sorry.
Start to finish?
Yeah, start to finish. And the joint with Paul Wall, the Cars, you know. It's
Produced
dope.
by Pete Rock, yeah.
Yeah, produced by Pete Rock. Shout out to Pete Rock. My man, 100 grand.
So the first thing I want to talk about today
What's that, little fella?
is the weirdest rap beef of all time. And I say beef as a nice little segue because Pusha T is battling with McDonald's.
Word?
Because Pusha T wrote the I'm Lovin' It jingle.
Yes.
And was paid a one-time fee
$500,000, right?
of $500,000.
Right.
Which is pretty good for a verse.
Yeah.
And not even a verse, just kind of like, was it a verse? I don't remember. I just remember I'm Lovin' It. That's all I remember.
Yeah, not really, yeah.
So he's beefing with McDonald's, and now he's partnered up with Arby's to kind of make a McDonald's diss track, and they're dissing McDonald's fish sandwich because they're saying Arby's has the better fish sandwich.
I like the filet of fish, yo. I don't even go to McDonald's like that, but that filet of fish, they got that 2 for $6. You know what I'm saying? And any drink is $1. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with the McDonald's shit like that. I don't eat that all the time, obviously.
If you get the app, you get rewards.
That's what I'm saying. But you get the app, you get rewards for anything, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. But yo, you know, that's just how it goes, you know. People do crazy shit. He's trying to stand up for his. You know, he want to hit him back. You know, keep the bread coming in. Push the T.
I don't know. How you going to renegotiate the contract when the contract's done? Like, is this in the making or this is just after the fact?
This is years ago.
This was years ago. Sometimes what happens
before he blew up.
is, no.
No, him and Malice, when they were already famous,
right.
wrote the I'm Lovin' It song.
Right.
I guess there's a song involved with the jingle. I don't know. But they wrote that.
Look it up.
And they got $500,000 for it. I heard Justin Timberlake got $6 million for it because he recorded it.
I mean, listen, first of all, the game is about making money.
Yep.
Right? And he probably thought about it for a little while and figured, damn, he should have got more, which he should have. But I mean, hey, that was the moment. You did that.
Blame your lawyer. Blame
People,
your negotiator.
that, and plus people make money and they spend money. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. I mean, speaking on that, Drake drops a purported $2 million on the Frank Ocean Homer iced out chain. So imagine like having bread and I'm buying this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying it.
Homer Simpson?
I guess it's.
I don't know if I dropped that much on it. But
you know?
They got me with the Homer Simpson. I kind of like that.
You know? I mean, well, yeah, you know, I know you and Homer used to hang out. You know, homeeasy. You know what I mean? But it's so good. I could see him, actually, if Homer Simpson was a man, I could see you really knowing him. That's the shit that gets me, because I really could. He'll fuck with you, smoke a little bit.
What you talking
It's
about
funny,
now?
I started watching The Simpsons when I was Bart's age, and now I'm Homer's age.
Now, oh, boy. Also, shout out to Gunna, Future, Young Thug. They're still, you know, Pushing Peas is the first certified gold single this year. Plus, it's making noise like that. So collaborations, man, if it works, it works. You know, and I mean, it's popping something. So y'all want to, you know, rock with that, and shout out to them and their success on that, man. Keep it pushing. You know, check that out.
It's hard to go gold, man. It's hard for people to get people to buy your shit. But I want to say one more thing about that Pusha T thing.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I'm
before we move on, I
man.
forgot that I wrote this down.
Debo and shit up here. Go ahead.
So Juicy J posts on Twitter today saying, "Hey, McDonald's, check your DM." Which sounds like to me he might have a response to Pusha T. But back in the day, they were supposed to, you know how they've been doing these artist meals at McDonald's, like the Travis Scott, the Megan Thee Stallions, and Popeyes.
Sweetie,
Not really. But go ahead.
Juicy J, they were trying to get a trippy burger or something like that over there at McDonald's. So maybe they're trying to reignite that. But I don't know. I'd love to hear a Juicy J Pusha T diss song about McDonald's.
To me, McDonald's is still Ronald and the motherfuckers. Still two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese on a sesame seed bun. You know what I mean? So it's that shit, I mean? It's still like that. McDonald's is McDonald's. Or like they say down south, McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Or like they say in Japan, McDonald's.
Nah, as they say, yeah, you're right. In Japan, the motherfuckers be saying, yeah, over there. Oh, that's McDonald's. Hey, man, I got a quick little story like that now that she brought it up. So, boom, I'm in Taiwan. You know, I'm in Taiwan, and I go to the food court. Nobody don't want to go. Preem stayed in the room and such. Motherfuckers stay back. So I'm going to food court. I put on my slides, and I'm sliding down there. It's nice. Go to the food court. So it's all, you know, Taiwanese. It's set up, you know what I'm saying, where it's like our food. It's like American food court set up the same way, but it's all, you know, Taiwanese places. So I don't know what this shit. I'm looking over the, you know how you look at it, I'm like, damn, what is that? And I'm gonna try to say what's chicken, what's beef type shit, you know what I mean? But I'm like, damn. So I'm looking, and a little kid comes up to me, man, and he pulls on my shirt. And I look down, I see a little kid, then he points across the food court, and McDonald's is right there. Because they could tell that I was like looking, and then they laughed in a little roar, like
You're like, this guy is overwhelmed by all the choices, and he don't know what he eating.
You know, they could. I think I felt like they could see that there wasn't shit I was gonna eat, like because I'm looking like I couldn't do it because I didn't. Like I said, they said that's chicken. It was great.
Faces in universal.
I would be absolutely terrified, mortified. I'm real picky with what I eat. I couldn't be over in one of them places where you're like, what do you want to eat? Eel brains or McDonald's? I'm definitely gonna eat some McDonald's, man.
Yo, Singapore. I think it was Singapore or Australia. One of them. They had kangaroo meat at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? It's shit said right up. I mean, when you go to different places, it's different. They're all set up, man, to go accordingly with where you're at, man. But I remember seeing that. Like, damn, man, I'm not eating that. What was that, McRoo? I'm not. Keep the McRoo, yo.
Shout out to Roo Family Moving.
Oh, here we go. He slid right in there all sideways and shit. He did the Jim Carrey slide. Let me tell you something.
Roo Family Moving Company. They've been your neighborhood moving company for over 10 years, offering swift, efficient, and stress-free moving. Just call Roo Family Moving at 978-398-2784, online at ROUXFamilyMoving.com.
Hey, yo, he slid in there smooth, too. He's like, yo, that was a good one, man. You good. All right, Dave, I'm good with the segues. But
Segway King.
Go ahead, man.
All right, so I think we're
right
good with
along,
that.
baby. Yeah, we good, man.
Fast food chain wrap beefs. I'm kind of for it. I don't know.
I mean, hey, you know
the next subject is Megan Thee Stallion. You heard about this? You know who Carl Crawford is, right? Mm-hmm. He used to play for the Devil Rays. Looks like he used to play for the Dodgers, according to this picture here. He owns a record label. I forget what record label it is.
Who doesn't? But go ahead.
But he owns Megan Thee Stallion's music for a 5-album deal, I think it was. And now they're in arguments right now because she's saying she only has one album left, and he's saying that last album that you put out wasn't an album, it was a mixtape. But I'm coming from the point where it was longer than 45 minutes. I think that's the criteria for the LP. And it was all original music. So what makes that a mixtape?
I mean, you know...
Or he's just bullshitting to get more money out of it.
That's possible, you know what I'm saying? It could have been worded that way. That goes back to how something was probably worded or how it was agreed upon or discussed. You know, at the end of the day, anything, all that type of shit is based on contract.
Yep.
So word of mouth, it ain't gonna do nothing. Word of mouth gets thrown out. meaning that you bring that to court and it's about word of mouth, that's just out. You know what I'm saying? So, the shit's probably on contract. If people ain't talking about you, they ain't talking about you. So, people keep themselves in the news today for different reasons. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man. Like me, I give less than 6 fucks. But other than that, the world wants to know these things, so we be telling you. That's why we here at the Danger Zone Podcast.
I remember I was at a Yankees game. Yes. He was playing for the Devil Rays, and he had a temper tantrum because he played left field, and the whole out left field was just chanting Cindy Crawford. Not even anything crazy, but you could tell he wasn't built for it because he was having a meltdown.
Well, like we spoke on the last episode, we know he wasn't built for it, but another thing too, the response from Phife Dawg's album, this posthumous album, has been really good. It's a feel-good album, and with a few special guests as we spoke, Busta Rhymes and
Redman.
Yes, it's being received rather strongly because, as people know, it's tough to do posthumous albums anyway, unless you do have some unreleased verses. Because if you're recycling it, then you're kind of just remixing a bunch of songs.
Yes.
But even that, like with Guru, how Premier had the verses, it's similar there. It makes it so much more real and so much more with no ending. Like, something that's like infinite. You know what I'm saying? Just because you hear that voice again, with something fresh. It's amazing. So, check that album out.
I saw you searching for something.
Oh, yeah. It was called 1501.
Yeah, 1501, yeah.
Certified Entertainment.
Yeah, so he seems like your typical record label guy. And I'm just like, me personally, I don't know how a 45-minute album full of exclusive music is a mixtape, but I don't know how they judge shit anymore.
The game's got different sides to it now. People bring their own shit to the game. The bottom line is the bottom line, but game is game. Like I said, if they ain't talking about you, they ain't talking about you. So, maybe they good with that too. So, Dame Dash is being sued by Jay-Z and Biggs over Reasonable Doubt music. It's on an NFT situation, whatever. Dame, he has come out and said that, they should be able to talk about it like men. I'm saying, go in a room or whatever and chop it up and get past it, because he doesn't like the legal aspect of it, but he knows what it is. And, I'm sure he feels that, things will be vindicated in the end. But I don't know, it's kind of crazy when you see it, because business is business. And these dudes, man, like me, I have a memory of them from early in the career, just because me being on Payday and shit. And
you knew Dame?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Not personally, but like dudes are moving with Jay. You know what I'm saying? And we on Payday, and a couple of times we doing little shits, man. But
he has his own legacy. He just seems so fucking obsessed with not being cool with Jay-Z anymore, and it's like, dude, you're Dame Dash. You got your own shit.
I feel like I don't really even feel like he's really like that about it, as much as it comes off, because of the way he has a strong attitude. But I don't be thinking this dudes, man, move. Listen, this life is, like I said, day to day, man. So there's no way you succeed and become successful as these people if you worried about that shit that was behind you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trust me, you're gonna succeed you succeed when you proceed. You see what I'm saying? So on some shit that's how you succeed. Not
how much time does Dame Dash spend thinking about Jay-Z versus how much time does Jay-Z thinking about Dame Dash?
I think it's equal, because I think that they always ask Dame Dash about Jay-Z. Yeah. They don't ask Jay-Z as much that. They ask Dame Dash though. See what I'm saying? So therefore, you might get frustrated with that, or like, what the fuck?
Because I guess that Jay-Z's claim to fame is being Jay-Z. Dame Dash's claim to fame is, I used to work with Jay-Z.
Yeah, or brought him to the forefront.
Yeah.
He basically he was the visionary.
What about the rumors that Stacey Dash funded that original move? He borrowed the money from her.
Rumors is rumors.
Yeah.
So I can't call it like that. Some motherfuckers laugh for no reason. Some motherfuckers get tickled. You understand? Figure that shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit, like, figure that shit out, man. That's a hard one, man. All you motherfuckers, smart motherfuckers, figure out what I just said. Crazy shit. Run that shit back. Well, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know?
I think it depends on what kind of person you are, because while you can progress, right? Proceed.
Progress.
It's supposed to say.
If you're an emotional person,
He's very emotional.
and that's someone like you all came up together, kind of, you know, you made your money together. Like, again, I don't know how it is in the business, but at the end of the day, they're two humans, two different emotions. One could be like, listen, that was business, and our friendship is over here. Some people can't separate that.
Let me
so
tell
I
you.
don't know.
He seems hard to get along
When
with.
you get a certain,
I don't know him
when
personally.
you get a certain level, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we grow away, not apart, but away, because we're going to do something and someone else is going to do something different. As far as it's good for the media though. The media is the ones that like, yo, man, these motherfuckers is beefing and all that. They might not even really be beefing to that extent.
It's like rap beef.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
but see, rap beef is a little weird now, because now you got motherfuckers like, it seem like regularly they're shooting people are shooting rappers. So that's it's a little different with that shit. But these dudes, man, hopefully they just can work it out, man, keep it moving. I ain't gonna be on no, can we all get along shit? Because life is life, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know, whatever, man, you know, let them, you know, work that shit out. They still dope. Dave Dash, Jay-Z, they still dope, man. Also, on another note, man, with a little bit of funniness to it, Mike Tyson thinks that T.I. could have a career in stand-up. He found him to be hilarious, you know what I'm saying? So to me, that in itself that's a whole two people that you take to a different spectrum. You're like, yo, Mike's cracking up while T.I. is telling jokes.
Yeah,
So
I tried to get through that T.I. set. It was tough. That's the problem though. It's like, this is my biggest gripe. It's like, anytime someone famous says anything, all the people who are in the room are just on their dick, like, and they're not even saying nothing funny. You know what I'm saying? And then they get up on a stage and try to follow a real comedian, and you get you'll get a few pity laughs at first, but
I think it'd be the laugh machine. But when you did that shit right there, like, you look like a ghost. You said, all jiggly and shit. That's, yo, you got the character real quick. He said, yo.
that's so funny.
I don't even know. I just looked over there. I said, yo,
That'll be the next
he
thing
slithered
that's
in,
on
yo, he
IMDb.
slithered in place. That shit was crazy right there. You know what I mean? But
I slithered in place.
that shit's crazy, man.
So Mike Tyson, so I'm watching this footage on TMZ today, and Mike Tyson was at a comedy show. I don't know if it was the T.I. one. Maybe it was. I don't even know. I mean, I'll research that.
Probably.
Mike,
Yes.
can you get YouTube on your thing? Mike Tyson was at this comedy show, and some guy came up to him, and he was basically like, "Yeah, I want to fight you." All right, and Mike Tyson's just sitting there, like, when you're Mike Tyson, you know you're Mike Tyson. He's sitting at a table, and some guy's like, "Oh, I'll fuck you up, I'll fuck you up," and then the guy pulls out a handgun. He pulls out a handgun, and you know everyone's like fucking running for cover and shit like that. And Mike Tyson hugs the guy. And I was just like,
Here
yeah.
we go. Good old TMZ.
So you didn't see anything about this?
Nah.
Just make a full screen real
I
quick.
think you have
Nah.
to, change
So
the
here's the
volume.
guy. Here's the guy who's trying to fight Mike Tyson, and this guy looked to me maybe as the concert promoter or something.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, get this guy. We're not gonna play the audio because we won't be able to do it. But see, now watch. He reaches. Now he's holding. Looks like a 9mm. Looks like I can't really tell actually.
Yo.
Right? Now everyone's scared. Everyone's fucking scared. He's still yelling at Mike Tyson. Looks like he put the gun away.
It's in his waist.
It's in his waistband.
Right there.
Oh, I see it. I can see it.
Shit's
sticking out.
stupid as shit.
So Mike Tyson's still sitting there. And he's just like, yo, come here.
Dude shaking his hand and shit.
He's just another... I don't know what happened to this guy. But that guy, I wouldn't know. Would you have trusted that handshake, pull-in, hug? I don't know if I would have trusted that handshake,
Mike
pull-in,
feels
hug.
like that, though. He could feel it like.
Yeah.
Remember when he made that comment about Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
He said he's a scared little man. He can't even walk his son to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a little scared little man. I remember that shit, you know, so you know he ain't scared.
Yeah.
You know, once you've seen fear anyway and conquered it, something, whatever in your life, and the darkest of dark, nothing is. You don't fear nothing, you know. And you know Mike's like that. Come on, he was a teenager beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like cool as a cucumber.
You know,
I said that last week. My friend said I wouldn't fight Mike Tyson if I had a gun on me. And it's like he said this is how serious it is. He said maybe a shotgun.
He's
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
That's how menacing this man's hands are.
He says, "Yo, I wouldn't fight Mike." You know, but Mike is a beast. We know that. We know he's still like, come on, he's a machine. He was a machine.
You gotta be, if you want to shoot Mike Tyson, you gotta be far away.
He's just an older machine, but he was a machine.
You gotta be far enough away to not him lunge at you.
From 1 mile.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Anything else about Mike Tyson? I forgot how we got on Mike Tyson. What was it?
Because it was the he was at the comedian watching T.I.
Oh yeah, T.I.
And he thought it was hilarious. He thought the dude could have a career doing it.
Yeah, but would he think if it was hilarious if it was Bill Johnson who just took the subway there from his job at Walmart?
I mean, for me it's hard to laugh.
Funny because it's T.I.
For me it's hard to laugh at shit. Period. Anyway, like with something like, that's why I don't go to comedy shows, because I don't be really laughing like that. But I will laugh, but not at the shows.
What's your favorite movie genre? Not comedy, then, I take it.
No, my shit is that action, drama.
But she likes action.
Both of them shits, man. That's my shit got to be moving, man.
And
a story, a good storyline. But then I can see a good, shoot out crazy shit, like one of them type of sessions. So for the next 5 minutes, like I can see that in a movie too, like, you know what I mean? So I watch that. Don't got to be no sound. Like that movie I saw where there was no voices. What was it?
Quiet Place.
No, The Revenant, I think.
Oh, The Revenant. Yeah, there was no talking for like the first 45 minutes of that movie.
No, in that Revenant. And people,
Leonardo DiCaprio one where he's in the wilderness.
Yeah, and I watched it on the plane. I would have never watched that on the strength.
Yeah.
I watched that on the plane.
I thought it was good.
And I was like, yo, I ain't heard shit, but this movie's good as shit.
Yeah.
I watched it, you know what I'm saying? I'm flying.
Great filmmaking, man.
I'm like, yo. And then I didn't realize till afterwards, like, yo, there was no sound in this movie. You know what I mean? But then I was like, look, I never forgot it. There's a bunch of movies I probably forgot, but The Revenant, that shit was like, it lets you know, it almost helps stamp the greatness of Leonardo DiCaprio as an actor. For real.
That was his first Oscar win, too.
Yeah, because that shit I was like, wait a minute, man. I seen him a bunch of characters, but that shit right there, dog. Yo, you fucking in the wilderness, man.
Yeah, he looked good.
As a musician,
Hey,
I almost said magician, but I said
what you want
He a magician, all right. He has
as a
magic.
musician, you know how music helps movies. Like, playing a sad piano song during a sad scene helps the scene be sadder. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So my favorite movie, I mean, not my favorite movie, but the movie I think is the greatest movie ever made is No Country for Old Men. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
What'd you say, Brokeback Mountain?
No, not Brokeback Mountain. That's up there.
Nah, I never saw that movie.
So No Country for Old Men, you should watch it. It's just it's a gangster movie. It takes place out in the West in modern day, but that movie, it's an Oscar-winning movie, multiple Oscars, and there's no music in it. So I always thought that was interesting how they were able to pull that off, because you need music in a movie to let people kind of feel what they're supposed to feel.
I mean, music is like that anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's the theme of life. So yeah, of course, in a movie you're like, you're down for those quiet moments though. Like in a movie you'd be like, oh, this shit's mad quiet, something's about to go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right,
You know,
Good,
like,
or it's gonna be bad.
you know what I mean?
You should watch that movie though.
Then fucking grinding beat comes on, boom, boom, boom. Yo,
He said boom, boom, boom.
shit's quiet as shit. That's just boom, boom, boom. That's some crazy shit. We just zoning right now, man, on the danger zone. It's real shit.
Sticking,
you know what I mean?
Sticking with hip hop.
Stick with it.
All these artists we're all talking about, the Little Durks and the Benny and the Butchers, and all these albums come out, right?
Yeah.
And they all get pushed down in the charts by one album. And I don't know what it is, but these motherfuckers are not going anywhere. Cypress Hill is back with Back in Black.
Stone is the way.
I'm sitting here watching the world I like these artists that I mentioned, but I'm watching the world just rave over them. These guys come out and they're like, oh yeah, bam, we're number one. And where I live in the East Coast, no one's talking about it. It's like it's not happening. And I'm just like, hey man, there's a whole other side of this country that isn't talking about the shit we're talking about.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So I love these guys are my inspiration. I love to see them number one 30-something years into their career.
Yo. Wow. But nah.
So yeah, I just wanted to say
I think it's dope that shit is even in that position. You're right, all these years later. Because I just recently posted something on Instagram, and then he chimed in from when we was on Smoking Grooves back in the day.
It was you, him, and Busta Rhymes in a photo.
Yep, and he chimed in, and I was like, that was dope because, that was a part of our life. Like, we on that tour, we was on that shit every day, kicking it. Like, just different spots, like, growing. I think he had a masseuse or something. But I remember, man, like, motherfuckers was, like, on that Smoking Grooves that year. I think it was, 98 or something. Yeah, 98, 99, one of those.
Yeah, it was probably right. I was still in high school. So.
We was always like, you always seen the same people, man. Then it's that's just my dudes right there, man. I ain't going out. It's sad.
It's funny because they just had their own sound.
I ain't going out.
I hate that we have to keep talking about this guy, but he's just giving us so much fucking content to make fun of. Kanye West is just the worst person.
Every week, you could do it every day. Look, even that picture right there.
No comment in the danger zone.
He's battling D.L. Hughley, which I'm not a big fan of. I think he's funny, but I'm not a big fan. I don't think he's not funny. But if I was gonna listen to a comedy album, it wouldn't be his.
Yeah.
So
you think he's some funny?
I think he's kind of funny.
Yeah, so that means some funny means like sometimes he's funny.
Yeah, like on
sometimes
the King of Comedy tour, I would skip his set.
Yeah, see.
I'd go to. I love Cedric. I love Bernie.
Oh yeah,
I would skip his set, and it's not. I'm not saying he's not funny, so don't take me out of fun. I'm just saying it's not something I want to watch for 45 minutes.
It's not for you. That's it.
It's not. Yeah, it's no place for old men. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! No
room for white men.
Yeah, right.
D.L. Hughley. That should be his. That should be his.
Don't be talking for all white men.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Give me two Krispy Kremes.
I've seen him be funny. I'm not saying that.
Give me 2 Krispy Kremes and give him 8, and we gonna keep it moving.
But Kanye and him are going back and forth to the point where yesterday Kanye shared D.L. Hughley's address publicly.
But why are they going back and forth? What are they fighting about?
Probably Pete Davidson. I'm looking for the.
It's basically that. It's just come on. I mean, I'm so over it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes some people want the attention for something that don't necessarily need it, their attention. After a while, it becomes tired. You know what I mean? But that's the job of the paparazzi and the media and everything to keep this thing breathing, man. But come on, man. First of all, if you're going back and forth with words with a comedian, and you know what I mean, he's always gonna have something to say, like back to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and it's gonna be funny. Because you're building his career as this shit's going on. So I mean,
Steve Harvey's chiming in.
When's the last time we spoke about D.L. Hughley? Yeah.
This is helping him.
He's quiet. He's not
this is gonna
social
help.
media kind
a little
of guy.
something. What y'all talking about? No, it's gonna help.
What's his name? Steve Harvey jumped in. He's like threatening Kanye, like, "Hey, me and DL are from the era of beat your ass." And I'm like, "All right, hold on, man.
Okay.
Hold on, big
so
suit.
Now they're bullying.
Listen, big suit guy. You're not gonna go beat up Kanye West. You're super rich and famous. Like you're not gonna fucking go.
Just like Kanye.
Like you're not gonna. You guys aren't gonna fight each other.
It ain't gonna never happen.
Yeah, it's like
it's just it's entertainment.
Imagine that footage on TMZ. Kanye West and Steve Harvey rolling around in the street.
I definitely would like to see that. Make it happen.
Steve Harvey ain't got no neck though, so they don't know neck yet.
People should not resort to violence.
Bring that little head down.
Would be funny.
So anyway, the Grammys decide, hey, this guy is. We don't know about this guy. The George Bush doesn't care about black people guy is about to be on our live show, our live Grammys soon.
They don't want to do that.
They like, he's erratic and we don't know what he's going to do.
So they not fired him, but they told him, hey, we're not going to let you perform at the Grammys this year.
I bet he didn't take that one.
That's real.
So Jay Prince,
that's a big deal.
Who I like, who said the coolest thing to a police officer that's ever been said.
Which is?
He's getting, you know who Jay Prince is, obviously. Jay Prince is getting followed through Houston by these undercover cops, right? and he has his entourage with him, and the car's behind him. And the cop rolls up next to him on the two-lane highway, and he says, "Pull over in that parking lot up there." So Jay Prince gets up to the parking lot, and he sees a car in the middle of the parking lot, just kind of sitting there in the dark. So he's like, fuck that, I'm gonna pull over to this gas station that's all lit up. So he pulls over to the gas station. The cop rolls up to him, guns drawn, and he's like, "I told you to pull over in that parking lot. Why didn't you pull over to that parking lot?" And he said, "Officer, I didn't want you to think something bad was gonna happen to you in all that dark."
That'll get him shook.
That's called preventative human maintenance.
That is one of the
Must be
hardest
alive.
things I've ever heard. And the cop probably was like, "What?" And then he realized, "Oh shit, who are these 9 cars pulling up here
That
right
shit
now?"
was real.
So anyway, Jay Prince, for anyone watching who doesn't know, founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, he's calling for an anti-Grammy award show. Which, because like a lot of people complain that black people aren't winning awards at this or that, so he's saying that they need their own award show.
Okay.
Like, but I don't know if it's supposed to be like just black artists. I don't know. I mean, obviously it hasn't come out. He just said it today on Twitter.
Yeah,
He didn't specify what he
Yeah, he
meant
didn't.
with it. He just said just an alternative.
I don't know if I could go yet. But basically,
I don't know what time it is, so on that shit, I'm gonna have
Well,
to dig
technically, you
deep.
could always go.
I can bang a couple shovels out. We can dig a couple of graves or something.
Coming back
I
to
don't know.
prom.
so I do think
But
rap was definitely overlooked at the Grammys for a long time.
yes,
It still is, but
Yeah.
for the most part, but
I mean, they kind of were like, "Hey, well, not the, I like Will Smith." But they gave a Grammy to Will Smith. I felt like it was like, I think he deserved it, but it was also like, yeah, well, we gave a Grammy to somebody one time. It's not like we hate
Well, I
rap.
mean,
They're gonna come out with the rap Grammys because they got the Latin Grammys.
that's like the
true.
that's like the carousel with the coaches. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the black coaches. You know, they have that Rooney Rule where you have to interview. You know, there's something of a different ethnic background, a person of a different ethnic background.
Yeah, like the Jay Prince Hip Hop Awards gonna have to have at least 3 white submissions.
Whatever works. You know what I'm saying? If it don't work, then shit is whack. So fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Hey, there's a little bit of everything.
oh
Alright,
Dog
shit.
lovers will come out.
We got 2 more hip hops.
Oh shit.
We got Snoop Dogg. Well, why don't you tell us? Because you're the Call of Duty nut over here.
Well,
love
you
Call of
already
Duty.
told it.
I didn't say anything. I just said Snoop Dogg. That's all I said.
Well, Snoop Doggy. Hello. Snoop Dogg and Call of Duty got a deal. So this is his
Character here.
character.
And when is this supposed to be? This is obviously supposed to be like in World War II times, right? Because
Well, right now they're at the
at this
Caldera
motorcycle.
Island.
Now, that's some gang shit right there. That's some cool
I don't know
70,
exactly.
70s pimp type shit on a motorcycle. I mean, also for real, yo, the Mac has returned type shit. You know what I mean?
that's cool.
Dog is doing it. He got the wine.
He got everything.
He's
There's
chilling
nothing he
with
doesn't have.
Martha. He's now Call of Duty Mobile too.
Like,
so
we have this one. There's nothing he doesn't do.
he's doing it all.
But I'll
The
give it to him. He doesn't.
cookbook.
I don't even really call him a sellout. I don't even think of it like that. I just
Why
think
would
he
you
just
say
wants
that?
money.
Why is it
He's
when
just a
someone
hustler.
is successful?
No, 'cause that's
it's
what
a
people say.
sellout?
I'm not saying
That's
that's-
some stupid. That's some hater shit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how are you a sellout? The only thing you do is working harder.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true, kind of. Yeah. I don't say that, but that's a good point to say. Yeah, that's another day of work he has to do. You know what I mean?
that's
At least a day.
That's
Like a
real.
Corona commercial is probably a week. You know, it's a week of your life for that check. If you play Call of Duty and you watch the show, hit us in the comment section with your gamer tag, and we'll add you.
oh
Yes.
heck yeah.
100%. Put your tag on
I'm
there.
a newbie, but I love to
Also,
play.
Oh, we got one.
on a lower note, and this is kind of sports-wise to get out the way, a Tennessee man was found guilty in killing a former NBA star, Lorenzen Wright. A jury convicted a Tennessee man in the killing of former NBA star, Lorenzen Wright. He was actually killed about a decade ago. The 12-person jury found Billy Ray Turner guilty of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy in the death of Wright, whose body was found riddled with bullets in a field in Memphis back in 2010. It's
Yep.
crazy because
Pled guilty.
the man was sentenced to life, Turner, but this crime was orchestrated by Lorenzen Wright's wife, ex-wife,
Yep.
So, that's crazy out here. This man is dead. Yeah, because of that. You know what I mean? But
says his body was found in a swamp.
yes,
She
remember,
And he's
no
6'11",
time,
so that's
basically it was like a murder for
oh no,
hire.
her shit is like,
Okay.
she's doing like 30 years or
Yeah,
something.
he said he was 6'11", so they either killed him out there or someone helped her.
They said riddled, which means that was a lot of
Yeah,
bullets.
but 11 shots or so. But
Yeah.
it's just sad the man ain't here because of that. But his mom felt, just somewhat vindication in the conviction. But of course, you're never going to bring back your child, so you're only going to have so much satisfaction. Anyway.
He said by pleading guilty, he cut his sentence from 60 years to 30 years.
Crazy,
How old
man.
is this person that killed him, though?
51.
51, 30 years. 80, he might get out. Maybe.
That's a lot of time in prison.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
You got any sports yourself?
Oh, yeah, we got some sports, but I want to make sure everybody hits that like button, like, subscribe,
The danger
all that
zone.
shit. Leave a comment. That really helps our algorithm is the comments.
Make sure.
I had an Ice Cube thing,
Hit that
but
button.
I'll do it real quick before we get into
Go
sports.
ahead and do it.
Someone released a thing saying that HBO Max is trying to do their own Friday movie, and Ice Cube responded to it saying that's blasphemy, and there's no it's kind of does that mean that this tweet is blasphemy, or it's blasphemy that HBO Max is doing it? So everyone's kind of right now, it's going on right now. Everyone's all in a tailspin about it. 'Cause they just did that with the fucking How High. They remade How High with two young rappers.
Can't do it.
I'm not even hating on the young rappers, but just fucking call the movie something else and name them something else.
Can't do it.
They don't have to be Jamal and what was Jamal and what was
just-
Silas and Jamal.
It'll be
They
stupid as fuck.
They could be fucking Suge and Jeff and fucking.
Yeah, and
just call it
making a
all.
movie about
Yeah,
weed,
just
if that's
laziness.
what you want to have.
But if there is a new Friday without DJ Pooh and Ice Cube, I think that's fucking terrible. Shout out to DJ Pooh.
Nobody don't want to see that, man.
We're in the sports. All right. The first thing I had. What happened? He's over there crunching. Guy's eating fucking Cracker Jacks. He's like,
wow.
Crunch and munch.
he's like,
Wow.
hey, where's
That's
the
a great idea when you're doing
Where's
the
the-
I'm
podcast.
wilding. I'm just keeping it real. I didn't
Eat
do no
something
cuts.
called crunch.
I didn't do no cuts.
Cracker Jack.
Real quick. I'm gonna jump in between. Yo, I was nice,
I love
and I started eating these Cracker Jacks. Shit is mad good.
Not a sponsor.
Back in the day, it was just candy coated, caramel coated popcorn with peanuts. It's been around for years, probably more than 50 or 60. And inside there's a prize. You know what I mean? People want to get the prize. Some cheap shit. Maybe I'll dump it out in the few so we can get it. Cause I kind of got I don't know, a little bit of a munchy situation, and I was like, damn, this Cracker Jack tastes good as hell.
It's not
So I
salted
just started
Cracker
eating
Jack.
them. But these are Cracker Jacks,
What do you think about the current box?
huh?
Because you know the box has changed over the years.
What
What
we
do you
want-
Why do I
think?
feel like this is a commercial?
It was shiny.
I love me some
Yo,
Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks,
I
man.
love me some
Cracker
Cracker
Jacks.
Jacks.
Cracker Jacks was
Your mama
introduced.
bring it to the beach
Word.
with you.
This shit
like
right
the
here.
movies,
And
you
right
sneak
now,
them in.
when you nice, like right now, this shit is mad good. This shit is like, man. So, Cracker Jack,
Cracker
I
Jacks,
just want to tell you,
1893.
and you get 3 boxes for $1.
Oh,
Some
really?
Shit,
Where'd you
yeah.
get
Not at
those
Fenway
at?
Park, you know.
I was not. Fenway Park, man, you get them motherfuckers, they come with a trash bag, a small drink, you know what I mean?
A trash bag?
That shit got all kinds of shit, man. I'm telling you, man. Yo, shit, you get a fucking monster dog at Fenway, and that's just like $15,
Yeah,
right?
shit's expensive, man.
And a man should never buy a monster dog. If you buy a monster dog,
Cut it in fourths.
make sure your woman films you eating that shit.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just gonna say, look at your man.
Can never look another man in the eyes when you eat a monster dog.
You can't even look yourself in the eye. What are you eating? A monster dog. Yeah, right. Oh man, you wildin'. Go ahead. Man.
All right, the first one was John Clayton.
Oh yeah. Rest in peace, John Clayton. He was a host, sportscaster, man. I watched him for quite some time myself. Man, a different character. Really informative, really polished, and he knew what time it was. He had some connections. So Shout out to him, man, him and his family. Real good at what he did, and I'm only saying that because I watched him, you know. May you rest in peace. May you tell your sports tales to those up in heaven, and you know, may your legacy live on. You know what I'm saying? John Clayton.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, rest in peace. Deshaun Watson, you said you wanted to talk about Deshaun Watson. I wrote that.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson was traded from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns for, I believe it was a few draft picks, and they're paying him $230 million guaranteed. Now Baker Mayfield got to find somewhere to go. Matt Ryan also left the Falcons to go play for the Colts. So that was another power move. So many things were going on. So it'll be real interesting this year coming back. Leonard Fournette went and re-signed with the Bucks. Quite a few moves, man. But it's getting real interesting right now. You know what I'm saying, on that sense. So, you know, everybody keep your eyes open, man. Peep what's going on.
Look this up. LeBron James dunks on Kevin Love. Did you see that dunk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. After the game, LeBron James tweeted Kevin Love, "Hey, am I still invited to your wedding?"
Word. You kind of nutted him in the head. Pause.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And you fucking, he rolls up.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Taking crotch shots, so.
He said right here, headlocks LeBron after he dunks on him. All right, let's watch this shit. Uh-oh.
You can eat my nuts.
He tried to take the charge.
I'm a grown man.
He almost did it. Oh, he might have. What do you think? No? You don't think that was a charge? You don't think that?
No, do slip to the side.
Oh, okay, yeah. Can really tell. Oh, look at him.
You like you clowning.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was pretty crazy. But I wanted to know if anyone was stupid as hell this week, because stupid as hell seems to be one of our things. I got an argument with one of our fans. Shout out to one of our fans that I got an argument with online who commented on our first segment of Stupid as Hell. Stupid as hell. And I thought he was talking about the podcast. So we started going back and forth a little bit. And he wasn't talking about the podcast. He was saying that he liked the segment. Stupid as hell. I mean,
not just saying the name of it.
Yeah. It didn't get crazy or anything, but it was after the first time we did it. So I wasn't really hip to what he was saying. And then, but it seems to be, people seem to really like Stupid as Hell. Right
now, this week, Stupid as hell. Excuse me, we're eating my Cracker Jack.
Stupid as hell this week. Big Sugar for eating Cracker Jacks on the microphone.
Nah.
Stupid as hell.
It's impossible for me to physically, mentally, spiritually to be ever stupid or associated with stupid.
I love how he said spiritually. That was my
it's
favorite part.
But this week, Stupid as hell is Baker Mayfield. Reason being, Baker Mayfield wrote a heartfelt apology to the town of Cleveland. He had that Matt Leinart disease where he was doing commercials before he was a star. You know what I mean? So those will become ass real soon. But also, he thought that someone, I think, would pick him up or whatever, and then he realized he thought they weren't getting, like everyone else, Deshaun Watson. Once they traded for Deshaun Watson, then he thought he was going to be worth something. He's still not on the team as of yet. The thing about it is, though, he thinks, I feel like he thinks he's better than what he is. If teams thought he was like phenomenal, they would have jumped on him. He has time to redeem his shit, but right now you're looking stupid as hell because you didn't perform when you needed to, and right now you're confused. You know what I mean? And you acting like a baby too, because when you thought they was gonna get Deshaun Watson, you started acting like a baby instead of chilling, like Matt Ryan. When he saw them bring him in, you didn't hear nothing from him. He got moved along. That's how I expect a veteran to act. And you got all emotional, and then now you bet on yourself, and now they're like, yo, we don't want you. So you got a chance to redeem yourself. But this week and right now, Baker Mayfield, you stupid as hell. I mean, it is what it is, man. Just that, man, like you got time for redemption, but right now that shit is stupid as hell. You know what I mean? The Danger Zone Podcast, episode 9. You know what I'm saying? Big Suge, Mr. DL, and sometimes Shizzle Tizzle. Chef Tony.
That's my new handle.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
you know?
Chef Tony Nicole, what's up?
Yes, we keeping it popping, man. You know?
So I had this last thing. Do you have something else before we get into the last thing?
Oh
yeah, you do.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Bam, 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 bam.
Oh yeah.
No, not this. Get rid of this.
Listen.
Oh wait.
So last night.
Restart. I don't know.
It's okay. I can get that. It was fine.
Last night I went to a supermarket, man. I had to grab some shit from the market, you know, and I'm getting some blueberry muffins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was.
And then I look next to the muffins, and then I see this muffin. I'm like, yo, these muffins look crazy as shit. You know what I'm saying? It looked like somebody skeeted on the muffin. So,
Danger zone.
you know what I'm saying? So they look like skeet frosted corn muffins. That's exactly what, I mean, you guys see the picture.
He showed me the picture.
Yo, you
Facts.
see the picture right
We'll show it
here.
here.
Yo,
I'd be like, I do not want any muffins.
when I seen them shits, I was like, yo, what is this shit? Right? And then I stepped aside so I could say, damn, I want to see somebody buy one of these shits. So I could straight,
You wanna
I'm
set
telling
up a
you.
hidden camera.
So I could straight just like straight rash that shit right then.
We will
That's
not
how I
be eating
felt.
muffins today.
Motherfuckers out there. You see the muffin. Y'all to be the judges. You see the muffin right now.
Muffins.
This is a fucking skeet frosted corn muffin. What the fuck? Oh my God. Yo, they wildin'. They
you
wildin'
didn't
at
eat it
the. Yo, hey, the moral of the story is, yo, be careful when you pick your muffins. You know what I'm saying?
Careful, but before you buy a muffin, look around to see if Big Suge's hiding behind some
To
sort
clown you.
of display.
Oh, no.
And this also
That did
teaches.
not sound right.
This
That
also,
is a danger zone.
hey, this also teaches you too. Never eat a muffin in the dark. It's what it is. Yo, Danger
Wow.
Zone
You guys
Podcast,
do it out
episode
there.
9.
So when we started the podcast, it was all about, you know, Big Suge always has stories that, you know, are podcast worthy. It could be about anything. Like I always say, like it could be about, you could go to Burger King and get a burger, and that's the story. But Big Suge tells the story about how he went to the to get a burger, and it's just a fucking another thing.
Hey.
But we were talking about burgers one day after one of the podcasts a little while back, and Big Suge said that he used to feed cheeseburgers to his pet piranhas. So I really wanted to hear this story. I kind of heard it, but now I want to hear. I want to hear it from the beginning with the nom 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 and everything that you described.
I'm just saying.
When you told it,
I'm very excited.
I want to hear about where you got pet piranhas and just your story with it.
I mean,
This is Mr. DL, and I'm signing off at this point.
Yo, part of it is like, yo, you know, this is back in, there was a period when, you know, me and my man was rocking, and the crack game, coke game was heavy, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we was definitely getting hand over fist type bread and letting shit build. And, yo, that shit. So, no, he wanted to, I'm gonna let you do the Pac-Man, because he do look like Pac-Man from the side. But anyway, yo, just tell him when y'all was chilling and shit, like go to say, hey, Dave, blah, 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 blah. And like, yo, just put a whole bunch of blue jelly beans and shit on the table and just watch wild out. Blah, 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 blah. And be like, yo, Suge's right. You do look like Pac-Man. But on some other shit, me and my
calling
man.
you some characters that are all like the
Fat
same.
guys.
Yeah.
No, they ain't bad. They just round.
Yeah.
Chop, 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 chop. And just, hey, think if he gets a good, if he gets a good jelly bean, then he goes.
Look at him.
Then he goes.
The innuendo,
Whoop,
the
whoop,
good
whoop.
jelly bean.
Hey yo, he goes chop, 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 get a good jelly bean. You know how it switches up. Yo, he's fucked up.
So how many hamburgers would the piranhas eat?
Well, this is how it rock.
Let's start with hamburgers.
This is how it
Hamburgers
go.
is the end.
When we was when we was, we was rocking, we dealers for real. We was heavy dealer, not no small shit. We making movement, and we got some piranhas from somebody, probably on a coke deal or something. And I really can't. All these years later, man. So now we got them in a fish tank. You're supposed to feed them this certain shit and do whatever. But I'm on some crazy shit like start bringing cheeseburgers and shit to them. Right? Because they would just devour anything, man. But they was probably getting sick, ready to die. You know what I mean? But this is because eventually that's what happened. But I'm not throwing like burgers and shit in there. I mean, I was wrong. I didn't know, we was young trying to be like fucking dealers and fly on some fly shit. Scare people with them shits, but we had them two piranhas, man, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Used to scare people.
Rest in pieces wherever y'all at right now. But,
that's why piranhas don't
I used to
make
feed them
sense.
straight McDonald's cheeseburger joints. They like, tear that shit up, man. That shit sounds ridiculous, but that shit is, for real, it's real right there, man.
So you had, how many were there? Do you remember?
I think it was 2.
Did they fight? Or
I
they just
can't even remember that part, because I'd be out all day.
Yeah.
They were just
We was out hustling.
Yeah,
And then you go home and you do, hey, you know what I'm saying? Here you go, man. You know what I'm saying? I got you that joint with no pickles. You throw
So
it
would
to
you give
him.
them a cheeseburger?
Yeah, she
With the bread?
Up. Yeah, your whole shit. They piranhas. They
Busta
piranhas.
Rhymes was like, the water must have
Throw
been
that whole
so
shit
gross.
up in there, man. For real. I kept
Tomatoes floating on the
1,000.
top.
1,000,
shit.
bro. You know what I'm
How
saying?
long did you have them?
All right.
I can't, like, this is quite some time ago, but it was, I know at least through that summer, though, if that, because them motherfuckers did croak up. You know what I mean? So, when fish die or whatever, and when you go see them, they're floating on the sides and shit, you be like, damn, it's over now.
So you're sign that they're dead.
That shit fucked up, man. Even little goldfish shit be fucked up, they all dead, floating and shit.
Have passed.
You be like, man, it took the life out of them. But yeah, those were the days, man, Hustle with muscle, man. Smooth shit too,
We used to have piranhas.
Any shout outs? You got any shout outs this week?
I mean, not just my peoples, man. Everybody fam, and such. Singapore Kane's about to drop some new music as well. Check him at Tsunami Singer on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And stay tuned, man. We keep it making on shit.
Rest in peace, Sean Price. Would have been his 50th birthday.
Word. Rest in peace, Sean Price.
And happy birthday, Primo, right?
Yeah, happy belated to Primo. His birthday was just a couple days ago. So,
Yep.
yo, you know what I'm saying? Like the legendary, my man, my brother, none other. DJ Premier. Yo,
All right.
episode 9, The Danger Zone. You know what I'm saying? With Big Sugar and,
Mr. DL
you know what I'm saying?
and Chef Tanya Nicole.
Yes, a.k.a. Chef Tizzler. You know what I'm saying? Don't even say nothing. We'll catch you next week, man. I hope you enjoyed the shit, man.
All right, peace.
Yeah.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on the regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on the regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I have. You joke when I stab. Grands in my pocket and still caught a cab.